Do you feel like you were faking it a bit?
I'd put on the character, yo guys, so like I can put it on. Wafflin, having it edited, and like someone else sort of in control of that. I'm literally like
100%.
I got that first episode back, mate. I was crying. I don't want to be there. I haven't got the energy. I look tired. I look sad in my eyes.
Do you think the KSI fight was the turning point?
I was concussed going into that fight. Nose broken. I don't like the person I become when I'm fighting.
Because when my nan died, I didn't.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, go on.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
When when
Right.
my-
So yeah. Your
Good
nan.
Yippee!
Hello.
Hello.
we are back.
We are back again.
Hello,
Brrrah.
you
Welcome
poddy.
back.
And it's not me and Jack today.
Yes, it is.
Well, it is me and Jack today, but we've also got introduce
Joe.
yourself.
Oh.
My friend sandwich.
I don't know what,
What
that means.
does that mean?
Don't know
We're
what
a
that
friend
means.
sandwich right now.
Oh,
yeah, we are.
Mate,
We
what?
are.
What?
What would I be in the sandwich?
You are the nice burger,
I'm the middle. I can't be the fucking
and we are the bun.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we did this a couple of episodes ago, right?
Yeah.
Now this would be interesting.
Yeah, okay.
If we were sandwiches,
Yep.
what would we be? Based on...
Oh, you're bog standard BLT.
No, I'm not
Yeah.
BLT.
You are a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you,
Ooh.
now you are like tuna and sweet corn.
I love tuna and sweet corn if it's got mayo in it.
Okay, but give your reasonings.
Well, because like obviously you, like BLT.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have to say it in that way.
I just think you are a, you know
Okay.
what I mean? Whereas you
That
got a
makes
bit like,
sense.
tuna, sweet corn.
You're not explaining.
Do you know what I mean?
He's doing it in different
He's
What's
saying you're a
how
bit
you feel?
simple. Yeah.
Oh.
Do you get me?
Yeah, in a way.
What would you say I am?
Oh,
okay.
you're a fucking nutter, I'd say.
I-
You got nut in you.
Yeah, you got
Peanut
nut.
butter.
Peanut butter.
Jam. Because you got a bit of sweetness.
Peanut butter and jam.
Bit
Yeah.
of sweetness, bit of no, but there's something peanut butter and jam, but then you've also got like garlic mayo.
There's a weird sort of taste in there as well.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Leaves a weird taste in your mouth.
Well, so we all have some form of like, you'd say autism or something.
Yeah, we all
that-
have autism.
I
yeah.
suppose.
So we were just talking about that on the other pod. It was sort of like, oh mate, I pop into this. You know that
Oh, do
sound?
you?
Oh, I have to keep it well far away.
Really?
You
Yeah.
spit.
Can you hear him though, AIDS?
Yeah,
Oh,
like
good.
soz.
Go
I
on.
do. Yeah, like all of our creators, like they were all of like the creators that have done well, obviously seem to have something. Like we just had Deji on, and Luke was like, "Oh, you and Deji are actually like really similar in ways."
Really?
And I'm like, I know what you're actually noticing that's a bit similar, and it's that slight like, whether it's autism, whether it's something, but you boys defo have it. And I feel like so many YouTubers that I meet have it.
I called the doctors about this fairly recently.
Really?
Yeah, because my sister's got autistic kids, and she kept saying to me, "You need to phone the doctors," because I do like stuff differently, like the affection thing. She was
Do you
like,
know about his affection thing?
I don't like affection at all.
Like,
Anyway,
if I was to like...
yeah, I don't like. Thanks
really
for that.
hate-
No, but okay, fair enough. This random bloke, but like your girl,
No, his
No, it's
girlfriend. He don't
girlfriend,
like
like
it.
snog me,
Family.
Jack.
Yeah.
Do it
No.
now.
We were talking about this... She flinched. We were talking about this last episode, yeah, where he doesn't make any noises when he kisses. He goes like this.
Oh,
So if you just started like snogging his hand or snog your own hand, like,
Yeah.
like,
That's what I do.
yeah, that's weird to me.
that's weird.
You make why the noises?
Because
Why that noise?
It's letting go. It's literally the release of the suction.
Well, let me.
Yeah, you're sucking.
But then you just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
You're
like,
not actually
year
kissing.
six,
You're
mate.
just.
Yeah, but I feel like the noise isn't necessary.
It's hot. The
But
noise
does that
is hot.
tick you? Is that like irritating for
Mate,
you to hear?
I was watching this TV show
Autism.
called Dexter, right? And there was a scene last night, and the two people were going, and I literally had to like cover my ears because in my brain it was like, you know, people say that like nails on a chalkboard. That's what it sounds like.
That's grim.
Yeah. What?
That's grim.
But I also have this weird. I have like mega hyper-fixations, and I don't want to self-diagnose myself, but like there's loads of weird things I've had throughout my life where it's like that this isn't normal. I have these hyper-fixations on things. Like for example, like let's say chess. I randomly got into chess for and it lasts about 2 months, and I'll buy as many books as I can on chess.
Really?
And then and it started out right. So I was at an airport with my mate, never played chess in my life. And he beat me, obviously. He was good at chess. He went to chess club and that. From that day forward, every single night I watched like 6 hours of chess videos until I beat him. The day I beat him, didn't play chess again.
Which is weird, right? I'll tell you something weird. I've sort of got that as well, because the other day, you'll know about this, I saw a random video of a bow and arrow. Mm-hmm. I went on that night, I researched bow and arrows, and I bought a bow and arrow for like 150 quid, right? With the arrows and stuff like that. And it's at my house. I used it once and I haven't used it again. And then last night, you think I'm weird for this probably, but I spent my night about 2 hours. I have this little terrarium. You know that.
Yeah, they're class.
Yeah, and I have a spider in it because I put spider in it, right? A little house one. Mm-hmm. And I took off, I went downstairs and I looked up how you can catch flies. And then what I did is I put a piece of banana skin in the bottom of a cup and a piece of like a funnel piece of paper. So little fruit flies would go in there. And I did it. I caught about 4. And then I also caught a big fly. And then what I did, I caught these flies, put them in cups, and then I opened my lid and I put all the flies in this terrarium for my spider to eat. And it took me about 2 hours and I was just watching it.
So what is that though? Because like,
I don't know.
I get you. Like,
I don't know what that is.
The way in which I can relate is that like, if I have an idea, like when I was younger, it was like, I got into wrestling, but then it was like, I got into watching this geezer who makes WWE belts. And then I spent ages making WWE belts with my hands, like literally just like out of arts and crafts and stuff. And it was like super obsessiveness. And I've definitely had that creatively throughout my career. But in terms of like the odd random thing, I don't know. I don't know if I can relate to that.
Mate, but this is like, I've had this my whole life, and it won't be like random and then like 10 months later I have another random thing. I will always have something, but it changes. Like I'd say the one after chess was every single night I'd watch someone open puzzle boxes for hours and I'd sleep to it.
That's fucking weird. Why would you do that?
I don't know. And honestly, I think I showed... where's Harry? I think I showed Harry... If you look through my YouTube watch history...
You spat on me.
If you look through my YouTube watch history, genuinely, there was hundreds of hours of watching some guy open this puzzle box. And I just couldn't get enough of it. But then one day it just switched and I was like, I hate this.
That's just hyper-fixation.
Yeah, mega. And then another one, when I was younger, because I used to think about this all the time, I used to have it. I used to have a hyper-fixation with like changing my room. And I was convinced I just wanted to make my room into like this den. So I would just started hammering like blankets all over my walls.
Weird
That is
kid.
weird.
Yeah, but it doesn't surprise me that then you also have this creative like genius in ways to do what you're doing. I don't think you'd
yeah.
No, but it is. I'd say it is.
And me, and I'm
You're both geniuses.
Both genius.
But I'd say you can't have that and then not have these other strange things. Like the way your brains operate is not normal. And so it's going to have these other weird fixations. I'm literally not surprised at all.
Yeah. Well, I was speaking to someone who has OCD. That blows my mind. Because for someone that doesn't have OCD, it's hard to comprehend that, isn't it? Because you think, oh, it's just I have to click 10 times before I eat. But for them, it's like they have to, otherwise someone's going to die. Like their brain convinces them.
So I reckon I have a form of OCD, not like that. It's more of just like if things aren't as I think they should be. So I definitely get it with creative stuff. I really find it hard to not lead the project.
Oh yeah.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
And it's like, because I need, and in order, like I sustainably cannot do YouTube unless I offload job roles, like nowadays with how things are. But I'm like, that's so hard for me. Even Wafflin, having it edited and like someone else sort of in control of that, I'm literally like
100%.
It's so like this first episode where like we're a bit rusty and I've not come across in the way that I necessarily wanted to, mate. I got that first episode back And mate, I was crying. I couldn't sleep at night.
What,
like
good crying?
Nah.
Oh.
Bad.
But after
I was literally like, I was watching it back like, oh my God, it looks like I don't want to be there. I haven't got the energy. I look tired. I look sad in my eyes. And because I like hyper analyze things and the project or myself or whatever. And if it's not how I want it to be put across, it fucking pains me, and I will just scrap the project normally.
Yeah.
Like,
So you scrapped it then?
No, because it's not my call. It's a group call, and everyone's like, we obviously edited it down and made that first 15 minutes a bit more like get that out the way and get onto where we're more flowing. But like fucking hell, like, and then the week just gone by, like the night before we filmed with you, and the last time I really struggled to get to sleep that night because I was worried about doing it again. And then last night I woke up at 4 a.m. with a panic attack.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
then I'm like dreading. I'm like, it's like my brain's like, fuck. Like it's almost like this loss of control, and it starts panicking, bruv.
So you being on this one, you're probably like, fuck.
No, it's
No
weird
one's
because
gonna watch
because at the same time, bruv, like going in other YouTubers' videos has been calm because it's like it's not mine.
Yeah.
So it's like when it's mine, if someone else is in control of my thing, that's really hard for me. But I know it's something I need to develop without a doubt. And it's like I've had it even in like a relationship. You're not in total control of a relationship, and there's an element of that even sexually, bruv. Like I used to have it where I couldn't allow a girl to really do anything to me because it's like there's a chance that they might do something that throws me off.
Really?
So I'd have to be in control. I'd do everything to them. I'd be the giver. I'd be on top.
Wait. So if she tried to suck you off, you'd be like,
no. My panic would set in. I'd almost have a panic attack.
Yeah.
That would just then shut me down completely, like lose all arousal, and it'll be like, oh no.
Would you get like a flop?
Yeah, like totally. I just like lose all, but like I've overcome that like completely now, and it's just
Really?
and it makes me realize like, oh wait, like. If I can overcome that I thought was so done, I can overcome these other like almost obsessive ways of thinking. But yeah, man.
That's sort of similar to if I'm in the kitchen. Well, it's not similar. It's kind of is. But if my girlfriend's cooking, I know I could do it quicker and a bit better. So she's chopping these onions like going really fucking slow, and I'm over her watching, going and she can see me. She's like. Every time she's like, can you fuck off? And I'm like, oh, I just really want to cut that onion.
Do you know what's thingy about that though? It's hard to like balance like relationships and having that. Because I think we all have an element of that. Control. And I think we sometimes debate about things because both of us want it how we want it in our heads.
What do we debate about?
We're just like podcast stuff.
Oh yeah,
like,
all the time.
But I think like it's hard to... You kind of got to find a middle ground to not piss other people off. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, 100%. And what it used to be is that I would just say what I want to do. So it would be like if it's and I'd accidentally talk in a way that's way too direct. It'd be like, no, that's fucking shit. Like, no, do it this way. Like, and that's not good. That's actually, you're a dick.
Who'd you say that?
So it'd be like, we know Luke, who I do Wafflin with. He used to be my cameraman, and I almost like I needed like he understood me and all that. Like Theo as well, to be fair. But that's almost why I'd film with mates that really know me because I'm like...
You're direct.
I know how I can go. Even like when I was filming, like on holiday with my girlfriend, the resort allowed us to just stay for free in return for filming some stuff.
No way.
For my Instagram story. And like, that should just be so simple. But like my almost like director mind kicks in when she's like filming the video.
Yeah.
And I'm literally like, my mind is literally saying like, what the hell are you doing? Thinking that's a good shot. Like, I'm like, fucking, and I accidentally almost talk like that. I'm like, fuck, what am I doing? This is my girlfriend. I'm talking to her like, and it's, man, like it's something, that I just, and with Wafflin as it is now, and with how I'm looking to work moving forward, I'm going to face it because that's the other thing I've always done. Anything that stresses me out, like quite bad, I just bun off. So whether that be obviously like relationship stuff, but anything creative, anything that's just run away, isolate, go do something else. Yeah. And that means I've never actually, so when people are like, oh, you're traveling, that's really, you look like you're genuinely really having fun. Yeah. But I'm actually like doing things that don't require any of that like stress that you get through caring about something. I like when I'm creating something or a relationship or working towards something that I really care about, really would stress me out. That's why I've not really done anything with my career like the past few years.
Yeah, I was going to say,
it's like I don't know how to care about something in a non-toxic way.
So is that what caused you to step back from creating?
Yeah, because it's like for so long, like you mentioned on our pod, it was like there's a period where all the ideas are almost being handed to you. How to make them is it's just coming into your head and you're like, I am sick. I know exactly what I'm doing. Got the game. And then just one day that like sort of turns off or something happens. Like obviously the KSI fight was a massive like hit to my just like confidence in general as well. But it's almost like the ideas started turning off before then. That's why I did the KSI fight. But then after, it was like, I now don't have ideas, don't have confidence. And it's like, even trying to care, like me caring about something before ended in all of this shit and trauma. Oh, mate, it's actually
Do you think the KSI fight was the turning point, like in terms of did it proper? So if you won that fight, what the fuck would have happened?
I never would have boxed again. I hated it.
You hated it?
I hated it in the way that in which I was learning that time round was the most non-boxing way ever. It was just get in there and scrap every time. Like I was concussed going into that fight.
Oh yeah,
I'm nose broken. Like every session was basically like hard sparring and like a fucking brawl to the point at which I arrived that night, like pretty concussed and just so mentally on the floor, like low, that it was like, I never want to do this. That's what I thought boxing was. And I was like, I never want to do this again. I couldn't wait for it to be over. And it's no wonder I just got in that ring and froze and didn't do anything. Yeah. Didn't want to be there. Yeah. And then obviously training boxing like years on, I'm like, it's actually completely different to what I like learned, but still I don't like the person I become when I'm fighting. Like there's an anger, there's a spiteful side that almost you need as a fighter.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But it's like, I don't actually want to hurt anyone. Because I know what it's like, what it's like to get publicly humiliated like that. Yeah. So it's like, I don't want to inflict that on someone else so that I get my hand raised and everyone now chants me.
Okay, like, what if it's someone that you really don't like?
I'm not it's not then, I want to hurt them. Why do I want to now punch? I don't know. It's just like, it's weird. If it was like, right now, the fight is now, it's Joe Weller against whoever, the ring's there, just do it and it's out the way, brilliant. But if there was like a 6-month build up, it will just deteriorate my mind because it would just be, I don't want to hurt this person, I don't want to fight, I just don't, that's not a bit of me, mate.
So you won't do it again?
I don't think so, unless it is literally like, the call's now, like in a minute, go and do it now. Probably not.
Yeah, because I imagine the build-up is like the anticipation of it. I think that would fuck me. Like I'd be like, oh God, because the build-up is way worse than when you're in the ring.
I was gonna say, so was it literally straight after the fight ended, all this stuff went into your head, all this negative stuff?
Well, it was that like, leading up to it. Like by Christmas, bearing in mind the fight was in February. By Christmas, I was fucked, like mental breakdowns every day. Like this is not for me, sort of thing. So I knew I didn't want to do it ever again. But then obviously when it then ended the way it did, it was just instantly like, it's like my soul drained out of me, bro. It was actually fucked.
But what do you reckon would happen if you won that one?
Like, if I won,
I reckon you would have got some sort of
there would have been some sort of buzz. I'd say there would have been some sort of like, yes, like, but thank fuck that's out the way now, still put it down.
Really? Yeah.
Like there wouldn't have been a now, I want that feeling again. Like, nah, bro.
Did you have imposter syndrome?
Massively, yeah. It's like this, I'm pretending to be something that isn't sort of anything that I want to be. Like, it's weird. Like, I love being an athlete. Like, I love training. I love the health and fitness and all of that. But actual, like, battering someone and someone like trying to batter me, like, what the fuck are we doing this for?
Yeah, it's
like,
a bit weird.
It seems a bit like
it's a bit
the
weird.
brain damage that comes from training as well. It's not just fight night. It's the relentless.
And
it's like, I don't know, experiencing, obviously what happened like on the lead up to that JJ fight. It's like, that's just not worth it.
Do you ever get imposter syndrome with like what you're doing?
Yeah, but I get it sort of, I think about like, that means like,
so
I don't deserve what I'm...
It's like, it's almost like, sort of like you don't deserve it, or like, why am I in this situation?
I do, and then sometimes I put myself down after that. Like in my head, I'm thinking, I'm not getting these sort of views like I used to and shit, and I don't know if anyone really cares about my videos, which they clearly do, but I don't know, it's weird.
I get this
weird one.
I get this I don't know whether this is relatable, but I get this, I don't know if it's imposter syndrome or not, but I get this weird thing where I get anxious when something's good. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like,
No, what?
I almost get it the opposite way round. When things are going bad, I'm like, right, this is how it should be, and I've got to work myself up, right? But when something's really good, I feel like something's suspicious about this. Why is everything going so well?
Shit, yeah, that's got to be something from early days in your life where it's like you're used to almost like, like stuff going wrong, and that's comfortable. And so like that's as much as like your comfort zone, even if it's something that's killing you, because you're used to it, it's like where you just almost like being. So something going good, if you're not used to that, that's not comfortable.
Yeah.
And like, I almost find that like if something good is happening, I'll look at how is this going wrong? Like how could it go wrong? What a part, like even just analysing myself, like say if I watch this back and I say like I was up at 4 a.m. like tired as fuck, if I can see that I look tired or fucking sad in my eyes, I'll just hone in on that the whole time, and I'll disregard everything I'm saying, everything that's like good, funny, interesting, not everything. It would just be like my mind just focuses on that's bad, or that I perceive as bad, that may not even be that bad, or that even anyone gives a fuck about.
Yeah, you're quite like a sensitive person, I feel.
Well,
like
sensitive.
You're like proper,
Proper,
which I never thought.
Borderline.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Did you feel like, because obviously the old Joe Weller videos, you did at one point then make the videos about it. I remember watching those, but before then you were always the very high energy. Do you feel like you were faking it a bit?
Oh mate, it's always been like deep down, this.
You
like,
always,
not this as in like I'm always like that, but as in like I'd put on the character, Joe guys, so like I can put it on.
Yeah.
But when you watch that back, do you think?
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, like when you watch it back, are you like, that's not me?
No, I know. I just see what I'm doing. I switch it on and I can go there. I think it just becomes like eventually you're like, I almost feel like I'm only being a character in public or in videos. I want to fully just be able to relax in who I am and get like genuine confidence in what I actually am. And I guess like that's where the podcasting actually really helps, because now it's not just like doing a character for a bit, it's actually just like talking on a level. And when you talk on a level and actually people can relate, and then you realize fucking hell, you actually just being real, is that gets a reaction that's positive, and it's not just when you put on this character. Like that's a nice thing as well.
Yeah, I feel like people actually, they like the character, but then they don't know anything about you. Like with us as well, we get it where we've done the podcast as well because we want to show more personality. Like in our skits, we just acted.
Yeah, but I would say even on a podcast, a lot of the time it's still a character.
In a way, but
it's more character than
I tell you what, it wasn't a fucking character in our early episodes.
Yeah,
that weren't a fucking character.
No,
but it's not now. But we're more censored now because
just
of the internet,
climate
and it's
of
just
the world.
shit of the world.
What would be, so say if right now we just took a second and went, right, camera's not rolling now, right?
Oh, it'd be
right? Like how? Like, do you know what
I think it'd be. I don't know.
Like, so we're not doing our like podcast performance voice. We're just normal. We're just off camera us. Like, how does that feel knowing that we are on camera, but you're being just you?
I feel that I'm mostly this anyway. That's what I don't know if you, do you think that?
Yeah, Cole's very high energy all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're like you don't have any problems. You're almost like quite stoic without knowing you're stoic.
Thank you. I'm stoic without knowing it.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice, thank you.
Because Cole, if there's ever a problem, if I've ever got a problem, Cole will message me like in a stoic way. Do you know what I mean?
What, how?
You're almost like, it happens. Just don't worry about it. And he actually doesn't worry about it.
Yeah.
Like he puts it into practice, I'd say.
But what do you reckon it like of the thing of just if we're like not performing and we're just like normal off camera?
What now?
How does that feel knowing that you are on camera being that and you're not performing in any way? Like, as in you're just being normal.
Exposed, I think.
Does that feel?
Yeah.
Really?
What do you mean? Yeah, but I don't really understand the question.
As in like, if you feel like you're like, if you're saying that even on a podcast there's performing to an extent, like there's still a character you're putting on, does that mean you're still putting forward a thing that's not totally authentic you?
I don't know, because I just think the difference between me on camera and me off camera is me off camera would say some fucking shit. Like, as in like, I could get... Well, no, I could get more in shit with some jokes that I would say. Yeah. So I don't say them on camera.
So you're always thinking about it?
No, I'm not thinking about saying all these like mad jokes, but it's just
No, but when you're on the podcast,
I just
you're
filter
like,
down a little bit. Yeah. That's
filter
me.
yourself. You have to filter yourself. What do you find was the best method of like overcoming that stuff?
What, like putting on a character?
No, of like these negative, like spiraling with your thoughts and stuff.
Mate, I still haven't figured that out.
You still haven't
Mate,
figured it out?
100%. Like, as in, because it's almost like once you figured out one way, I can do it on, say, like podcasts, or I know how to be like with my family in certain ways. Like almost a new thing then comes along. Like, for example, so like in a relationship, I've never actually like been in love before. I don't know how to care in a way that's not overly obsessive, or in a way of like, I analyze everything for what I might be accidentally like. I don't want to put my anxieties or my things onto her, and I don't this, that, and the other. I overthink massively. So that's a new way that I haven't quite like figured out yet. But the older ways, God, I don't even know. I think I've definitely like tried to apply an idea of, let me think of how I can have the most fun in a situation. So rather than focus on shit, this is not what I want, what I don't want to happen, it goes, I think, especially sexually, that was how I did it. It was like, how can I have the most fun here?
Really?
And not it be like, oh, I need to be a certain way or perform a certain way. Like, what's the most fun? Yeah, like even...
Well, okay,
even
how do you have fun then in sex?
think about how good this is, what I literally want to do to have a good time.
But when that happens, though, whenever I think about that, when I'm thinking, oh, this is brilliant,
Yeah.
I then bust.
That-
I've got a problem with
Well,
that.
even now, even after, because mate, when I like first, because I like almost didn't really get with anyone at all, leading up to like having my girlfriend now, it was instant.
Yeah.
It kept being instant.
So
But eventually you get
Yeah,
over that, no?
Yeah, you do, right?
Yeah.
But I do a lot of foreplay, and then I'll put it in, and
Yeah,
I won't
yeah,
bust
yeah.
straight away. It'll be like 6 minutes or something. It's not that long. But I feel because we've done so much foreplay, I can just relax on that and just bust when after the 6 minutes. I don't feel like having to like try and not, because I think 6 minutes of sex after like 10 minutes of foreplay, I get a bit bored after, like, if it's like half an hour, I'm like, oh, it's a bit long now. Like with anything, because I'm like, I want everyone to have pleasure within this 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I feel you. I think like realistically, like it's a good thing if you're busting after 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's
of
right.
That's literally just like,
Yeah.
fine. I mean, you're gonna bust at some point. It's better it being shorter rather than really, really long.
I because she busses over like oral sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So what I do is I wait till she busts, and then I will enter.
Yeah, no, but like, would you continue doing that stuff to make her bust after you've already bust, or do you like lose?
Yeah. I really want my girl to bust.
Yeah, no, mate, likewise,
It is.
like that. But I've almost like, has that always been a thing?
Yeah, 100%.
Other girls,
I would rather, right, if I got single now, and I started dating, I would rather, if there's like a 10-10 there, I'd rather do stuff to her than her do stuff to me. And same in a relationship as well, to be fair. Like, do you know what I mean? It's just all over.
Yeah, I wonder what that's like. What that means.
I think
you want to give
giving stuff.
Like well, it's like you said, you can't give someone a positive thing, like help them or give them something and it not feel good to you.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like something in that, like
I think it is.
you're giving that thing, making her feel good. It's like why you enjoy making people laugh with your videos. Like you get off on making people feel good.
Well, I don't get
Off, mate.
Yeah, but you get
you wank to making everyone laugh.
Yeah, I suppose I do get off to it a little bit, I suppose.
You
get
do.
a dopamine rush.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a hit, man.
Yeah, it is a hit.
Rah.
But you've before I first met you, or when I first met you, I'd say you're more spiritual now.
Maybe, yeah, probably. But like, I think that element's always been there. I think I've just explored it a bit more. I can't lie, like as in, yet again, even that though has gone a little bit too far, where I like almost operate my whole life based on like energies and all that stuff. Like,
Really?
like almost feeling if stuff's right. Like, am I trusting my intuition or am I just following like bad habits of thinking? Like when is something a gut instinct, and when is it just like this toxic way that you've always been thinking and you're just going back to that? Do you get me?
Yeah, I think you just overthink fuckloads.
I do, bruv.
The difference between me and you is like what you said is like you overanalyze shit, everything. I go about life like if this bad thing happens, I'm like, oh, there's nothing much I can do about that. All right, move on. That's the exact. And then I don't know, because when my nan died, I didn't.
Right. Yeah, go on.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
When when
Right.
my,
So yeah. Your nan.
when my nan died, she. Why are you smiling at me?
Producer Jackson.
No, she died, yeah? And I didn't feel anything.
What?
That's
a different thing.
No, I did, but I didn't feel the cry. I didn't cry. And then I looked at my mum crying.
Yeah.
Like, I love my nan. But I only looked at my mum crying, and then I felt like crying.
You felt like crying.
But for some reason, I didn't have that weird like death pain. Have
you never had that?
Not yet. But when my parents die, hopefully, God forbid, well, they will, I suppose. But what?
You said hopefully. Hopefully.
Oh yeah, did I?
Yeah.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Hopefully not. I said. I think.
No, I don't think.
Did I say hopefully? I mean, hopefully not. No, hopefully not. Hopefully not. I don't know how the hell I'm going to feel about that. I mean, although, sorry, I'm speaking a lot, but it's a podcast. My brother, I had a dream about my brother dying last night, and I woke up and I was horrified.
Yeah.
There you go. That's all I wanted to say.
Wait, but what was the point that we were relating to?
I don't know.
You said yours was like his.
I said it's not like that. I go through life.
Oh yeah, you're more easygoing, whereas I absolutely. And what's difficult is that I've had evidence where my meticulous way of thinking has brought me success. So my mind definitely just goes, mate, that works. So even though in some ways it really fucks shit up, like it works in like how the ways in which I've had like major successes, because I literally would sit there, analyze the whole YouTube game, and be like, well then, and figure out like some like pioneering idea that then just works. So I've just got all this affirmation of like, keep doing that, mate. It works.
Do you ever get it? Because I feel me and Cole speak about this all the time, and it's like little things, right? It's something like me driving into London, right? The whole time I'll be like overthinking, like, will I find a car parking space?
Yeah.
Can I? And then I got in the car with him, and I was like, Cole, what are we gonna do? We're just in the middle of London. Can we find a car parking space? He's like, I don't know. We'll find one.
We will find.
And it's like, I imagine it's the same for you. I can't understand how you just do that. Because my mind is completely different. Mine's like, fuck, what if we get lost? What if we're stuck here driving?
Never. No,
I definitely go in between. Like, if I'm well slept and like well just like in a, all right, like there's nothing to actually panic about. I have found myself, if anything, going what you're saying in terms of almost too far that way, where I'm like, just go with the flow, see what happens, who cares? And it's like, it's actually quite peaceful being like
lovely.
that. But the second I start to do something I really care about, it starts to tick off, and then because it's getting ticked off there, it almost bleeds into my whole life, and then I start it's weird, mate. My mind's a very complex gaff.
Do you overanalyze body language?
I'd say like I feel like I just read people, whether it's just body language or like their eye contact, or just like how I feel in someone's presence. Definitely.
How do you feel now?
Calm.
You think we're calming people?
I think you boys are. You're obviously wanting to do well, but as in like. It's a safe space.
It's not toxic.
It's not like you're sitting here, we're all just judging each other really bad. Obviously, we're having opinions, but like, it's like we're in a safe space and we're all in the same boat. We all do the same sort of thing. We all get it.
Yeah. That's good.
That thing, the body language thing, I get a lot. Like, do you ever get it when... I actually started reading up about this because I was obsessed with figuring out like what people are thinking, but because apparently... your face gives more words than your words.
And I think that's maybe what I look into if I watch myself back and I can see on my face that I'm sad or tired or like anything that doesn't look like I'm thriving. Oh, that eats me up to like put that out. And then obviously, yeah, like I say, like up at 4 a.m. this morning, panicking, whatever. I know I've not slept well. That's been like, I filmed 2 other podcasts today. Yeah. And I'm like sitting down like with Deji, for example, I'm like, I know it's going to get a lot of numbers. And I know like people are going to be looking like, oh, like how are these two getting on?
Yeah.
And like,
that's true.
In my mind, naturally, I'm like, oh, I don't want to look like I'm like not calm. And really it's not because of Deji, because me and Deji actually get on so well. It's actually because like I slept awfully last night, but people are interpreting that as like, oh, Joe seems a bit like shook up. You know what I mean? It's
Would you
like,
not just say that on the podcast? You'd be like, oh mate, I didn't get any sleep last night.
well, in the podcast we filmed before Deji, we went all into that. But then when the Deji one came along, it was like, I don't know, it just didn't feel like
natural.
By the way, everyone, I haven't slept, so that's why I might, just highlight this thing. That's almost like, when people like meet you and go, oh, I look fucking shit today. Like they're saying it before you can say it, so that and it's like, that's almost like quite a negative energy to put out there.
100%.
So I'm just like, I don't want to, even though like we're sitting down with the Wafflin boys, we'll go into everything. And I think like those episodes when it is just us is quality for that. It's such a like, we're friends from school. But when we have a guest on, I don't want to make it all about that. I want it to be more of like, yeah, I don't know. It just didn't feel right.
I only get that with one thing where it's like, sometimes I say it to you. I go, if I'm close to you, I'm like, oh, did my breath smell then? I'll be like, oh, my breath might smell. Because I had this thing in school, because it might smell now. You want to smell?
You had chewing gum in.
Yeah.
Go on, I'll give it a smell.
Be honest.
All right. Smells like dog biscuits. But like, do it again. Mate, that's so weird. Your breath smells like one of my childhood's mates' houses. Genuinely.
Right.
It really does.
I smell yours then.
No, you won't like it now because I've got this in.
All right, fine, I won't then. But like I was saying, I would have this thing, because my mate Owen, Owen, he would say to me, when in school, he'd be like, mate, your breath smells like fucking dog shit. Like, if it did. And I think that ingrained in my head where I'm like, I'm still like that. I'm like, I don't want anyone else to smell if I've got dog shit breath, which I probably don't. Well, it's like dog biscuits, I suppose.
Yeah, but not like bad, like a good quality dog biscuit.
Like pedigree.
Like proper high
pedigree.
What posh people get.
Yeah, that's my thing. I think.
Yeah, it's mental how much like basically everything that happens in our life either like stays as like something that tells our brain to be worried about that.
Yeah.
Or it gets filtered out. Apparently, so I'm starting hypnotherapy.
Mate,
Okay.
I used to do it all the time. Yeah, it works. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Do you know about this?
No.
I've got my own hypnotherapy on YouTube.
You mentioned that, I think.
Yeah. I don't know whether you've seen it. I did.
Don't get it up.
I've done hypnotherapy on
What
YouTube.
the fuck? Yeah, because like I personally, it was like I struggled to like sleep with next to anyone or any living thing if there was a pet in the room or next to my partner, or if I had to say when traveling, shared dorms, couldn't do it.
Okay.
I could not sleep even in the Amazon rainforest next to Elliot and someone else. Like in my mind, I feel their awake, almost aliveness, like their energy keeps me awake. Like the fact there's another living thing near me, my mind's just on alert. And if they move or they snore, fucking hell, then that my mind is affirmed, stay awake, because they're going to do it again, and then they're going to do it again. And it's like, I basically need hypnotherapy or something to help me reassociate what my mind thinks being next to a living thing when I'm sleeping is.
Are you going to are you listening to the recordings or going to an actual?
So I'm going to an actual hypnotherapist.
Oh mate, that would be good. Trust me.
Yeah.
Do they do like Reiki on you?
I don't know. That's the thing. Like obviously it's they get you into like a meditative state. I've not started yet, but like I believe they get you into like a meditative kind of state, like the similar sort of state as your REM sleep, which is when your brain's filtering out what to throw away and what to keep. It's like getting into that state and then basically visualizing and talking through the situation that you're struggling with, but in a way of how you want it to be. So because your brain can't tell the difference between thoughts and reality regarding certain things. That's why you can literally think your way into an awful mood, because your brain's literally releasing the chemicals that it would as though those things are happening.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like basically getting your mind as though it's doing that thing, but doing it how you actually want it to be, and almost creating that template in the mind so that when it does happen, you're used to it happening like that and having that reaction rather than this one that you're focusing on that's so bad that you don't want to happen.
But the hypnotherapy as well,
Yeah.
it's it taps into your subconscious mind, because that's where all this, whether it's trauma or whatever,
Shit, yeah.
and it's something if I tried to think about it, I couldn't even think about it, because it's a different part of your mind that works all the time and you don't know about it. But when you're in this what is it?
Condition.
State.
Yeah, that's it. You can access it and try and in that book, that the Chimp Paradox, it's a great book, by the way, you should read it. They talk about how your brain is like a computer and you've got these things that are almost set in stone through all these experiences through life, and you can't just change it because it's so ingrained in your brain. It takes a while, but with stuff like hypnotherapy, they say it can alter that and give it, and it's like, so I used to have a client who he did like 60,000. He was a doctor, a surgeon, and then he started doing hypnotherapy, and he cured people of like smoking addiction. And you can like tweak these little things in your subconscious that makes you want those things, or like unjustified fears and all stuff like that.
Because I'm getting it for perfectionism, because obviously that's which borderlines on like the obsessiveness. Get it for that, and then my sleep.
I would used to get it where I'd fall asleep, and because I snore sometimes. Yeah.
Oh mate, yeah.
Yeah. When I used to sleep with females about when I was single and that, I didn't know that I snored. What? And I would go to sleep before them, and I realise now that they must have been up all night just listening to me go, and that is so annoying.
Yeah.
They must have just hated me. I don't know where I'm going with that.
Yeah, no, I think it's just, it must be a common thing. It must be, but like, I don't know. I assume like in your relationships as well, has there been things that you've had, like obstacles that may be unique to you guys that aren't necessarily as common? Like, have you basically had obstacles that you had to get over,
mate, every
or work with?
And this is the thing, right? Because I know this is what I was talking about earlier. Every single relationship I've ever had, the same issue is that I don't give affection. And some, like, I in my head, see, ever since I was a kid, I couldn't, like, if I was at school, I couldn't let my parents kiss me goodbye. I just hated it. If I was at a family thing, so my Indian side of the family, every time that every time you'd leave, it's like tradition, you kiss your aunties goodbye, right? But even when I was a kid, I just couldn't do it. And and I thought that was just a weird family thing from when I was a kid. But then when I had my first girlfriend and my second, it was always like an affection thing. It would always be an issue, because for a girl, obviously it's quite hard. It's like, oh, what, do you not think I'm attractive? Which I get. And it's like, oh, I can't help it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I am attracted to you, but I don't get that desire to
get like awkward about it.
Yeah, if someone's...
Is that something that you want to overcome, or are you okay with it?
Okay, well, this is the thing, right? That I would like to overcome it. I don't think it's possible. I've tried everything to try and figure out, because if you don't like something, you just don't like it. But if you've got a partner who like accepts it, then it's good. Like my girlfriend now, like, understands it, because she's got things that are similar, and she kind of gets it. Like, if you've got someone that understands it, it's fine.
Someone I know has night terrors, like proper, like bad.
Heck.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone, it's just someone. And she like gets up and like screams and that. And I wonder, like, you know her as well. Do you want to say?
This is crazy.
Well, I just don't know the full story. Like, it really interested me, because she would sometimes get up and go, ah, and she would say, Jack, or she'd say, mate.
Right, I'll just say it.
Fine.
So, I hope she doesn't mind me saying this, but yeah, my girlfriend gets night terrors.
Okay.
In fact, she had one about a week ago.
Really? What?
And I couldn't sleep till about 4 a.m. because she woke up screaming, she's like blood curdling scream, and she like got up and looked at me screaming and said, "Who are you? Who are you?" And I was like, "It's me."
Imagine that with you.
And she said, she was like, "It's not you, you're someone else." And I had to put like this torch in my face to show it was me and like speak. And
my God.
And then after that, she fell back asleep, and downstairs, I was at my girlfriend's house. I heard like shit. It sounded like someone running around downstairs. They've got like an old house, and scared the shit out of me. And every time she does it, I can't sleep the rest of the night because it scares me. Like there was one time that she said she woke up screaming, and she said some guy with blood all over him threw a hula hoop into the room, and he's now waiting to kill us in the cupboard. And for me, I was shitting myself all
it's
night.
crazy. He's told me they're not lies. It's true.
Yeah,
it's
but
true.
this is the thing, right? So it's like one of those things that if your partner accepts it, then...
But imagine that, right? If your girlfriend was with you and that randomly happened now, because you can't sleep next to anyone anyway, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You're fucked with that. That's mad how that can influence everyone.
But it's crazy how the brain works, right? This was not... I've never seen this happen before. But I went to this festival and I met this guy I know. And his face, like, he was talking to me, but that half of his face wasn't working. And I was like, I didn't want to bring it up. I was like, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Like he'd had a stroke or something, right? It just wouldn't work. And then he said to me, oh, you're probably wondering about the face. I was like, yeah. And he said that week, him and his partner split up, and he was so stressed and anxious that his brain stopped his face from working.
Yeah. The same
You know who I'm
thing.
talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I got a friend who gets really stressed about doing work, and stress has got to be a killer because he said
stress is a killer.
Yeah. He went to the hospital because he thought he was having a heart attack. His heart was going like this, and he was going all blue and shit. And then he got to the hospital and he fainted. And then they said that he doesn't remember any of this now. And they said he can go in front of all the A&E line, even though it was a massive line. And they put him in a wheelchair. He went to the front of the queue, and the doctor said it's just stress. And he literally thought he was dying, and he collapsed. Like, it's fucked. Stress.
Yeah,
Luckily, I don't
stress.
get stressed, which is good.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd love to experience that.
Do you get? You must get stressed a lot.
That's the thing. Yeah, like I said about like career-wise, I've actively avoided doing things that I really care about
Because of that.
Care equals stress for me.
Yeah.
So, okay, I've got a question then. Were you happier in your break or when you were making content and you were really successful? Like those days where you were like, I mean, you were like most English guys' childhoods.
I think like the best feeling uploading a video that is true to you and does well. And obviously getting that feeling more regularly, like that gave me the most fulfilled feeling, which I haven't been able to replicate with anything else. So I'd say in my break, yeah, I've had fun in other ways and opened my eyes in other ways and had almost peace in other ways, but I definitely haven't felt fulfilled.
Yeah.
So and that's the thing. I'd say like the more like content feeling comes from fulfilledness. So maybe, yeah, that's why now I'm like, I know like I need to get back into creating, but I've got to do it in a way that doesn't mean I onboard every single job role. So, you know, like right now, imagine if you were having to set up all these cameras and like somehow be like producing the show over there and have done all of these notes and done everything and almost like built the set yourself. And I don't know, like that's how I've almost operated everything I do. It's never been, in a team. So I like to think I'll get that fulfilled feeling, but minus the stress if I'm able to build a team that I can rely on. Do you get me? Because it's if I'm working, and this is the other thing my mind does. It's like people aren't going to get everything straight away, and it's like my mind. And I don't know whether it's because we're conditioned to like instant on everything else that we do with our phone and everything. But it's like because they may not instantly get it, my mind will just be like, "Oh, I should just do it myself." But you got to like give people time and I don't want to create that environment where they feel so under pressure. And now I'm making them so stressed that they're not able to just learn organically. So. Yeah, I like to think the direction I'm going and starting with Wafflin, coming back and offloading those roles is that having a team I can rely on, making content, feeling fulfilled, that will then lower my stress across the board. I mean, other areas like will flourish as well.
Okay, I got a question, a hypothetical question, yeah?
Go for it, blood.
If each of your podcasts, let's say like you, Wafflin, they had to end tomorrow.
Yeah.
What other podcasts would you join and who would you replace on that podcast?
Probably like the fellas.
Okay, who would you replace?
Core. Bless you.
you.
Thing is, I have chemistry with both them boys. Obviously, Cal I haven't spoken to in years.
Sorry.
But like both of them, whenever I've done stuff with them, like the chemistry's unreal. Me and Cal literally used to have Wheezy together.
What's that mean?
That was like almost like the first duo thing on YouTube.
Wheezy.
I never heard of that.
Cal Freezy and Weller, Wheezy. We had
cool.
merchandise and like.
How long
we
ago was
fucking
that?
smashed it. That was like back in like 2015.
Oh,
like,
what?
That was time ago. But like, obviously, yeah, we used to like smash it. And it was like our chemistry on camera was just, he made me laugh so much. And where he's quite dry and I'm a bit like wacky, it just, yeah, so maybe me and Cal.
What are the top 3 worst songs to ever exist?
Ever.
Friday by Rebecca Black.
Yeah, but that's too basic.
That is a bit of that's like me saying Justin Bieber Baby.
Kitty
Yay.
by Joe Weller.
His.
Oh yeah. I didn't know you had a song.
That's the best song.
What do you mean you didn't know?
Well, I didn't know. I forgot.
Do you know Kitty?
How's it go?
You're a kitty. No kitty, take a seat.
Yeah.
You're causing too much ruckus. That's not okay with me.
Yeah, that is probably
that's
number 1. I put that
class,
number
mate.
1.
Yeah, number 1.
I would say Rebecca Black's up there.
Yeah.
I've got one which could be controversial.
Yeah.
You know that song that goes, "Don't stop believing." That grinds my gears every time I listen to it.
Sweet Caroline is the worst song in the world.
You're just imagining like the annoying people singing along to it and going, bup, bup,
No, I just hate the fucking song because I've been overplayed everywhere. I mean, it's nothing. Why is it played so much at football games?
I don't know.
It's British.
Nothing to
A lot of people
shit.
say Dance Monkey, but I quite like it.
That infuriates me. That
that's
song.
awful.
What, you don't like it?
No, yeah, that gives me.
Oh my
angers.
God, I see. I quite like it. It's got
No,
a
the
good
noise.
groove.
Yeah.
Yeah, who is it? Sia?
No,
Who is it?
Tones and I.
Oh, is it?
Is that made
I
up?
don't know.
Don't even know.
That's not a word.
We're down now.
Okay, well that I would I'll put Rebecca Black. What's it called? Friday.
Don't stop believing.
I'd put Sweet Caroline there, and then I'd put
Don't stop believing.
Don't Stop Believing. Sure, I do.
Quality. Segment.
Anything else?
Anything
No.
else?
Oh, well, anything to plug? Wafflin, I suppose.
Yo. So, which one's my camera? Is that one? That
All
one?
of them.
All of them.
This number 1.
Oh,
So-
yeah. They're all number 1. Oh, no, they're not.
Wafflin is back. These young men, look at them, stunning beings. They are appearing on, I believe, episode 3. We're going to be getting guests on of all kinds, like fucking mad, yeah, little Jeremy Kyle type thing as well,
Wait, what?
mate. So we had the idea of getting like actual people that have actual relationship problems on the show. Say if like someone's cheated,
No way.
we're going to get them. Don't you dare copy this idea.
Well,
Right now,
Wouldn't
it's
work.
copyrighted. We have copyrighted it,
yeah,
and it's already happening.
fine.
But we
That's
had,
good.
we actually want to get people on and actually have like real life dilemma solving.
How are you going to find these people?
Yeah, they'll
So
just
we-
lie. They'll just lie.
We want them to send in like basically. I mean, yeah, they may lie, but we said you have to enter via video, like record video as to what your problem is and what's going on. And I just like to think I'll be able to like judge if they're chatting shit.
Yeah, but what if it ends like a Jeremy Kyle thing?
Well,
And
yeah.
get cancelled again.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, using the word Jeremy Kyle is probably not the best way to describe it. Basically, we actually want to help people that, and it all stemmed from when I was in the pub and these two, like, essentially, like people that watch my videos were like, "We love your videos, but yeah, I've only recently got back with him and he cheated." And it was almost like I was this mediator, and it felt quite like wholesome, relatable, but a little bit funny as well because they were like quite jokes. And I like to think we could maybe emulate a similar thing, whether it's relationship stuff, whether it's other. I don't know. Like, it's just something I want to
I'd like to
experiment
see that.
with.
Who's your dream guest?
Dream guest, I think you either got to have like The Rock,
The Rock.
John Cena.
Really?
I interviewed The Rock and he was actually a good laugh, like actual good laugh. I think he's got a lot of good stories. And he'd be loose as well.
I heard something about The Rock.
Yeah.
Apparently, like his PR thing, if you, what is it? You can't like beat him at something.
Yeah,
I
he
know.
always has to win.
I challenged him to an arm wrestle and they said, don't do that. And I did it
Yeah.
anyway. And he was like, nah, you'd beat me. As in,
Yeah.
so you can't.
I've heard that because I think
who told us that?
I don't know, but I remember someone rock paper scissored him and they won, and then they were like, you have to
one of our
redo that.
guests.
Was it?
Tom Garrett or something?
I don't know. I
Tom
can't remember.
Garrett,
Maybe
The
not.
Rock.
It was someone. Yeah, he did rock, paper, scissors. Oh no, that was a lie. Remember, that was a lie. They lied to us. That was shits and gigs, I swear, wasn't it?
I don't know.
No, it was someone who they lied to us. That was a lie.
Going off a lie someone said on our podcast.
That's how shit gets spread, though.
That's lies.
So,
and all
that's
that.
life.
Really,
Anyway.
Rock though. Who's yours quickly?
All right. Mine is probably. It'd probably be like Bryan Cranston.
Really?
Who the heck is that guy?
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
Oh, is it? I never watched.
Oh, you
What?
don't, I don't think you really.
I don't watch
Do
a lot.
anything.
No,
gotta
I
watch
definitely
Breaking
don't.
Bad.
I don't.
What do you do?
I feel consuming content's like sometimes feels like, why I should be making it, not.
Yeah, but you're not
consuming it.
making a fucking 8 series.
No, I know. I know. Now, like, obviously, with my girlfriend, I watch stuff, but I wouldn't just sit there and like, watch
Honestly,
stuff by myself. It's
Please, can you watch Breaking Bad? Oh, it's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Please,
brilliant,
mate.
Genuinely,
I love
you'll
it.
be addicted.
I've watched it 4 times over. It's sick.
Really?
It's sick.
Okay.
Thank
Give
you.
it a go.
There you go.
Has your girlfriend watched it? You don't know.
No, she wouldn't have watched none of that.
Trust me, watch it with her. All right, quick drinker.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
That'd be brilliant.
That'd be great.
Maybe we should get him.
Who's that?
He speaks about space.
Oh.
You don't know anyone.
You don't know
I'm
Neil
here to
deGrasse
learn,
Tyson?
mate. That's why I want to get people on the show so I can learn.
You should get Neil deGrasse Tyson on, or
No,
Brian Cox.
that's-
Oh, actually, yeah, we've
that's-
copyrighted them.
Yeah, we copyrighted Neil deGrasse.
You have
Tyson
the
and Brian
Jeremy
Cox.
Kyle. We'll have them.
You have Jeremy Kyle on your show. You know, I was interviewed by Jeremy Kyle once.
What?
What,
Yeah,
shaking
radio.
your sister or something?
I was on, no, it was a radio show. He used to do talk sport or something like that. And he wanted to interview me for being on Ricky Gervais's thing.
No, what?
And
Did
he
you
was
do?
really rude.
He was. Oh my god!
He was really rude.
I've heard horror stories about Jeremy Kyle. Apparently, he's really rude to like waitresses or something.
He
Oh
asked
my
me on the radio thing. He said to me, "Well, how much did you earn from it?" And I went, and he was like, "Well, it must have been good. It must be. Well, come on, how much was it?" Like literally like that.
You should have asked how much does he make
I
from
know,
Jeremy
sure,
Kyle.
but I was on. I didn't know he was going to be a fucking dick like that.
Mm.
It was just really weird. Either way, that is the end of the Low IQ podcast episode.
Thank you for
I don't even
watching.
know what episode it is.
No
Don't really
idea.
matter. Thanks
We're
for watching.
quite a lot in.
Yeah, we are quite a lot in. This is Joe Weller. This is Jack Joseph.
And he is Cole Anderson.
Goodbye.
Remember to rate 5 stars and stuff and like and all that shit.
And comment whatever you want.